So it depends on the size of the size you are giving, or the size allocation of the image. So I will cancel it because it will take a lot of time for to render the image, and the speed is depend on your performance of your computer. So if you go to the overlay folder which we have selected to store the Landsat image segments, here you can see that it has created 324 items. So these 324 items are actually small fragments of your satellite image that the Google has fragmented, and it has created into more manageable size. So by that way you can use the image overlay option. Now if you have some other type of data, say if you have a shape file. Now shape files are vector files that are created in GIS softwares. Now some GIS software it allows to create KML file also. For example, this Google global mapper, if I create some contours here, let's open one dam and let's generate some contour. So I have generated some contour here. You can see these are the contours, and these are all vector files. Now you can export them in vector format. So here you can choose a lot of different types of vector formats. The most convenient is to choose KML or KMG file because these files are Google Earth compatible files. So I have already created. If you click OK, then it will save this particular contours in KML file. So I have already created the contours for you. So see, these are the contours that I have created using that particular method. Now if I double click, then you can see those contours will be automatically placed upon the area from which I have created the contours. Now I have taken this Manabum area. It's a hilly area. Let's enable the terrain. Now you can see that Google has created the contours. Oh, sorry, the Google has showing the controls that has been generated in a different GIS software. So you can change the attributes of the controls if you wish. You can change the color style also. You can now it is in a brown color. If you use some light color, then the controls will be shown in a light color. So all shape files could be open here because this files already contains the georeference these are already georeference, and they already contains the geographic informations. Each and every point will contain the latitude and longitude values. So by that way you can open shape file also. So Google Earth, it allows you to obtain overlays that are located in a server which is located in USA or somewhere else, and you can obtain the data from that server also. You can open satellite image also that you have downloaded from or obtained from a publishing agency, or you can open your own shape files that you have created in another GIS software. So this is all about the image overlays. So now let's go to the next topic, that is how to perform the measurements. Now measurements are very important because you can do a lot of things through measurements. Now Google Earth, it allows you to measure the distance or area in a particular location. For example, if you want to measure, say, the width of this particular river, this is the Brahmaputra river, and if you want to measure the width of this particular river from this particular point here, say this is our point 1, and if you want to measure the width of the river between these 2 points, this is point 2. So you can use a tool which is available here. This is called the ruler tool. Now you see the ruler tool has different options. Now let's make it zoom for you to see the things more clearly. You see, whenever I use this ruler tool, it will give you several options like the line tool. Now this particular tool is used to measure the distance between 2 points on the ground. So you can choose the measurement unit here. You can choose from feet to yards to miles to kilometer to centimeter to meter, like that. So if you want to measure the distance in kilometers, all you have to do is to select the kilometer option. Now simply click here, and then you see there is a line appearing along with your mouse cursor, and you have to click once again, but on the other point. Now if you release the mouse, then it will give you the measurements. Now the distance between these 2 points, the point 1 and point 2, is 8.64 kilometer. So by that way you can measure the direct distance between 2 points, not 3 or more points, but 2 points. So if you want to measure the width, if you want to measure any length or any sort of distance, then you can use this line tool. Now the next option is the path tool. Now the path tool is used for a different purpose. You see, the path tool measures the distance between multiple points on the ground. So if you have multiple points, now suppose you want to measure the length of this particular road section from here to say here, then definitely you will need several points because it is not a straight line. In that case you will have to use the path tool. Now if you go to the tool menu and if you click on the ruler, then you select the path tab. Now you click on the edges of your path. Now I have clicked here. This is the third point, this is the fourth point, actually this is the fifth point, and sixth and seventh. So you see I have created 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 points. Now along the road which is connected by these 7 points, you will get a length of 7.05 kilometers. So this is the length between this point and this point along this particular road section. So by that way you can have the distance between multiple points on the ground. Now there is another feature which is available in the ruler, that is the elevation. Now you can have the profile section between 2 points or multiple points by using this ruler option. For example, let's take a irregular surface. Okay, so this is a hilly area. I think it is somewhere near, I don't know, it may be your Subansiri or something like that. Okay, let's see. So let's take some points, 1 2 3 4 5. Now what is the profile or the cross section or the transverse section of the ground along this particular line? It is about 22.21 kilometer line. So if you click on the show elevation profile option here, then you will see along this particular line you get the profile section. So this is a very interesting tool, and there are a lot of application of obtaining this profile section. I think the geography and geology students know it better because they always create profile sections from the maps by using contours, but this is a much easier way. The only thing you have to do is to create the profile path and you will get the profile section. Now what is the application? you can create the your structure which is lying beneath this particular profile section, or you can create multiple profile section in a particular area, which is otherwise a very tough job. Now let's go to Florida, because Florida has some very interesting geological features. It has a lot of sinkholes. So those sinkholes are created because of the crust topography, because some limestone formations are lying uh, beneath the Florida, and therefore we get a lot of sinkholes. You see, these are sinkholes. These small water bodies, spherical or subspherical in shape, these are all sinkholes. Now if you want to compare the water level of these sinkholes, then you can use this profile tool. You take the path tool and you try to connect the profiles, or connect the sinkholes you through this path, and you can see in this particular sinkhole the water level is around 40 meter, and it is also at 40 meter. But if some water sinkholes have some water at a very low level, just like this one, this small water sinkhole has a water level 2 meters below the surrounding sinkholes. So here you can see there is a difference in the groundwater, and this difference is appearing in the profile section. So if you have a close view here, let's clear the profile first, then let's have a small path here and let's see the profile. Now you see this small sinkhole, it has a water level which is lying 2 meter below the adjacent sinkholes. So you see this is a one kind of application. So there are a lot of other applications of the profile section. So it's a very important tool for your academic activities. Now what are the polygons or circle tools? Now these tools also have some very interesting features or applications. Polygon or circle, both are a little bit similar to each other, because it will ultimately create a your area. Now say let's go to Guwahati. Guwahati is coming up. So let's go to a random point somewhere. Okay. Now suppose a fellow is want to have a economical survey. Say he wants to open one shop here. So it's a, name it as a Chinese noodle shop or something like that. Put a nice icon there. Okay. Now suppose he want to